What's going on, everyone? Bran here from Bloody Breakdown, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Scream 3. So if you're not a fan, I don't know if this is the video for you. I kid. Actually, this video may help some people to appreciate Scream 3 more. Who knows? I am a champion of Scream 3, as you might have guessed watching this channel before, but specifically today, I want to talk about the fact that I believe there were two killers in Scream 3. Now, we know that in an original draft, and even certain parts of the movie, was originally intended for there to be two killers. That second killer, other than Roman Bridger, obviously, was Angelina Tyler. And her backstory was supposed to be that she was a former classmate of Sydney's from back at Woodsboro High School, that she had become obsessed with her, and she wanted the fame that she had. Some of the characteristics we saw out of Jill, for example, in Scream 4. I know a lot of people kind of consider Scream 4 the real Scream 3, but that's just simply not the case. So, originally, yes, there was set to be two different killers, and there is a video by Zach Cherry, who he does a very good job of showing where he thinks Angelina would have been of some assistance to Roman had she been in the final product, in the movie, as a killer. And I've even seen Critical Overlord do some stuff on this, just talking about Angelina being the second killer in the original draft. Today, I really wanted to focus on the fact that I believe in the finished film that we see, Angelina Tyler is a Ghostface killer. Now, why do I say these things? Because watching the movie, it is very clear to anybody out there that there is more than one killer in this film. There is absolutely no way, even given the landscape, just looking at the last couple of acts of the film, or the last couple of scenes of the film, even Roman knowing this, Scooby-Doo mansion and trap doors and all this, even if we buy that, there's still points in this film where there were two killers, there had to be two killers, and you can't tell me or most Scream fans otherwise. So, if it just wasn't something, if it was something scrubbed from the script, you would think that they would go back and correct some of these things. And they really only corrected a couple of minuscule items. The rest was completely just left in. Angelina's weirdness is never resolved. The whole bathroom scene, which is a throwback to the original. Just a lot of loose ends that are still in the film, and I think they're left there intentionally. And I believe, if Wes Craven were here, I would love to hear his take on this, if that were even possible. But here's what I'm saying. Let's think about this here. I think there are two different directions that this could have happened in. The reason we don't see Angelina in the killer reveal. Possibility number one is that Roman, and in both of these possibilities, I think it comes down to one single thing, and that is that Roman wanted this to be personal. One-on-one, he and Sydney, nobody else. Now, how we get there, I think there are two different avenues that are possible. Avenue one is when we see Angelina killed. This could be actually Roman doing what every other mastermind in Scream has done. There's always a mastermind, and there's like a lackey. In every Scream film that we've ever seen, if you look back at the original, Billy's the mastermind, Stu's the lackey. Mrs. Loomis is the mastermind, Mickey's the lackey. Jill's the mastermind, Charlie's the lackey. And they always turn on their lackey at some point in time during the final act of the film. It always happens. So, did Roman do that? Did Roman do that a little differently than his predecessors had? Did he take out Angelina when she had completed her goals that he needed her for, and he just pretty much used her and killed her, just like Billy did, just like Mrs. Loomis did, just like Jill did? Every other killer has done this in the past. What would be so different about Roman doing this just a few scenes before most of the mastermind Ghostface do this type of behavior? Would it really be that shocking that he would use somebody to get to Sidney to help this whole thing go down. Now, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Other than the personal thing, him just wanting it to be one-on-one, I mean, Randy pretty clearly establishes that this killer is going to be superhuman. Something that nobody in the Scream world has ever been shown to be superhuman. So to have these things go down, and for the precedent had already been set in the characters' minds that there's probably more than one. There's probably two. He comes off as superhuman. And maybe that's what he wanted people to believe. Maybe that's what he wanted Sidney to believe. Maybe that's what he wanted. He really wanted her to fear him, and I guess he really wanted to live up to the rules of the trilogy that Randy established. That is a possibility. Another thing that I find kind of interesting, or I guess another avenue that it could have been had he not turned on her, was that he faked her death. They both faked Roman faked his death at one point in the film. What would be different about Angelina and Roman working together to fake her death? I mean, her, getting stabbed. Okay, well, I mean, I go back to Scream 1 where Stu stabs Billy in an attempt to throw Sidney off. That could have been the same thing going on there, throwing off everyone off her scent. Maybe she didn't really want to be, take the chances of getting caught or things going south, as they did for Roman. And she slid right on out at that point. Now, whether she would still be active looking for Sidney or just let it go after the death of Roman, who knows? I doubt Scream 5, Scream 2022 would answer any of these questions, but I still think that these questions linger. Now, another thing that I've noticed before, and Zach Cherry also brought this up as well, if you look back in the one of the original Scream box sets that I actually happen to have back there in my collection, you've probably seen it before. It was the original Scream Trilogy box set, came with the first 3 films and a bonus disc. Now, inside the booklet that comes with this box set, it has a, rest in peace to these characters that died in each Scream film. It has every character that has ever died in the entire trilogy, with the exception of Angelina Tyler. So could it be that Roman and Angelina's intent was to fake their own death, Roman to handle Sidney one-on-one, and then proceed from there with them both being survivors? Who knows? But I do believe, looking at the evidence in this film, there were definitely 2 killers. I think that Roman wanted to come off as these rules had established as a superhuman type killer. I believe that Angelina was helping him, but either way, whether he turned on her like every other single mastermind Ghostface in the series did, seems highly likely, or whether they just faked her death as well. I think Roman really wanted, as the mastermind, this to come down to a one-on-one face-off. So I think that either one of those scenarios are totally possible, and I want to know what you all think. Let me know what you all think about this theory down in the comment section below. And just to clarify, this isn't me saying anything of, rewrites or, I'm simply talking about in universe. I believe in Scream 3 there were 2 killers, just like in every single other film in the franchise. And I think that the 5th entry will more than likely follow along the same footsteps that its predecessors have left behind. So if you ask this guy, there's been 2 killers in every single Scream film to date. So getting back to my outro there, let me know what you all think. I think it's an interesting theory. In my mind, it's headcanon. Let's say that. When I watch Scream, and I say there were 2 killers. One of them exposed themselves in the end because it was a personal vendetta that they wanted to handle with Sidney, that being Roman. So let me know what you all think in the comments section about this theory. If you have any other Scream theory videos you'd like me to take a stab at, pun intended, let me know that in the comment section down below as well. Also, leave me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't done so already. If you're a horror fan, if you're a Scream fan, this is the place for you to be. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you should be hitting the subscription button. You should be turning on notifications. You should be liking, and you should definitely check down below in the description section where you'll see a couple of links to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or even support my work via Patreon. So, with that said, let me know, guys. Definitely leave some comments on this one. I really want to talk to you all and see how you feel about this one. I've heard people talk about, Angelina was a killer in this draft, or no, she is a killer, and this was handled very expertly. in my opinion. I don't know. I know the Weinsteins didn't like her being in it or whatever, but I also know that Wes Craven was a very smart individual. And looking at how he handled the killers in the first two, and even to a certain degree in the fourth, I think that there was some forethought put into this. And I want to know what you all think. So, with that said, I'm Brand from Bloody Breakdown, and we will catch you all next time.